Last week, on Friday, April the 20th, MiraCosta College had their third annual Student Film Festival. Organized by MiraCosta College film professor Billy Gunn, the festival received around 50 entries from MiraCosta students, and around 20 were chosen for screening. A large group of students showed up to enjoy a variety of narrative, experimental, and even animated films. Some students even walked away with awards for their creative efforts. We stopped by and spoke to Professor Gunn and a few of the contestants about how they thought the festival went.
My name is Billy Gunn. I teach film studies here at MiraCosta College, and we just threw the third annual MiraCosta College Student Film Festival. We had 46 entries this year. It's the most we've ever had by far, so we're really excited to have that many students, and we ended up screening about 21 movies and gave out a few awards to some students. It was great. The plan is to do this again next year. We're trying to work on something with the other colleges in North County to put on a collaborative festival with that would include students from all three campuses. So we're going to try and do that next year with Palomar and Cal State San Marcos. We're excited about it. I loved the animated film. What was it called? Something about powers. I totally forgot what it was called. But we gave an award to that student, and that came from one of the Media Arts and Technologies classes, an animation project. And it was fun. The reason why I loved it was just such a different film from what we usually get, a good change of pace. Most of what we got was experimental and kind of short narrative pieces, so it was a really funny, really clever animated film. Totally blanking on the student's name, but he was great. Ismael Cervantes, yeah, he was great.
My name is Kat. I submitted 2 films today, which were 3323 and The Terrible Rain. The Terrible Rain was just, I had written a poem and I kind of wanted to do like a monologue version and also experiment with lighting and like cinematography, so that was The Terrible Rain. It's kind of like an experimental kind of thing. And then I did 3323, which is about a girl walking home, and I wanted to do kind of like something a little bit more scary, like with suspense in it, so that was that one. I guess what inspires me is things that happen in real life and then twisting real life to give it a little bit of like surrealism. I really like surrealism, so something that ends up with something that you wouldn't expect in the end. Like in 3323, there's a phone number and it ends up calling the girl instead of you calling it, so I like that. And then in The Terrible Rain, just lighting that you wouldn't expect and I guess experimental kind of things I like. I liked the film that, I don't know what the name was, it was almost like the world is ending, like an apocalypse type of thing going on. It was kind of long and like tedious, but at the same time I feel like that's what made it so interesting and captivating, because there's so many films that I've watched that are like historic that you're like, really, this is like worthy of being shown, but then at the same time it's like, that's why people are breaking barriers and making really weird things that end up being like really well edited, and there's a purpose behind everything that everyone makes.
So the one I really liked was called Desierto, because there was just this like creepy thing going on, because I don't know if it was like a ghost or like just this character was like a memory of this other young man, and I thought that was really cool to see that, because I like films that like there's more meaning to it than, you know, what you see. So it was fun for me as an audience to interpret it differently than what the director, what the actor interpreted as. So some inspirations I guess look at is looking at different films and seeing the actors act truthfully instead of, you know, acting it just because they're in a movie or whatever, but really engaging in your character and knowing, you know, what your character is, why they're grabbing the bottle of water or whatever. So just finding actors that I guess you could say know how to act, and then just taking that in and being like, okay, that's their facial expressions when they do this or when they do that or whatever, and then taking it through my perspective and just, you know, yep.